Welcome to REGIP, the Regional Integration Platform. My name is Maurice Odhiambo and our technical manager is Arnold Masinde. Now today's program is titled Kenya-USA FTA, Free Trade Area and Africa's Economic Integration. And today we pose the question, is the Kenya-USA Free Trade Area a threat to Africa's integration? Well, it seems as if there's a brewing storm over Kenya's move to negotiate a bilateral free trade area with the US and the implications that this could have on Africa's economic integration. According to Kenya's ministry in charge of trade, the negotiations are based on the strong and deep-rooted diplomatic relations. We know that over the years, since 1964, Kenya and the USA have had bilateral diplomatic relationships. Kenya hosts one of the largest embassies of the USA, while also Kenya has its embassy in Washington, D.C. Now, according to the ministry, the FTA negotiations shall respect the commitments that Kenya has made at the multilateral, continental, regional, and bilateral levels. But it seems as if there are those who are not satisfied with these arrangements. Some of the commitments that Kenya is talking about include the East African community. Kenya is a partner state of the East African community, together with the other partner states such as Rwanda, Uganda, South Sudan, Burundi, and Tanzania. And the East African community is recognized as one of the most progressive of the regional economic communities. But Kenya is also a member of the African Continental Free Trade Area, which was launched recently. So what are the grounds for opposition to the Kenya-US FTA? Now, on the 7th of July 2020, civil society organizations from countries across the continent, including Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and Tanzania, actually petitioned the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area to convince Kenya to abandon or at least postpone the negotiations. Now, these organizations claim that the FTA between Kenya and the USA will stifle the growth of local industries and can actually lead to the collapse of Kenya's economy. We do not know whether they are right, but they have given their reasons. They think that Kenya will be flooded with cheap goods from the USA. They think that the agriculture and manufacturing sectors of Kenya will suffer as a result of this agreement. It is not a secret, of course, that the USA and many other developed nations usually subsidize their farmers and make it very difficult for farmers in the developing world to find markets in their countries. So these are some of the arguments that the civil society organizations have put across. Now, the action did not end with the civil society organizations. In fact, just this week, two individuals actually petitioned the East African Court of Justice on the same matter, and they have the same arguments. They say that there will be an influx of goods from the USA, and they particularly claim that Uganda and Tanzania are bound to suffer as a result of the influx of these goods. These two individuals also argue, and they actually accuse the Secretary General of the East African Community of failing to facilitate the development of a mechanism to coordinate trade relations between the East African community and third parties, where third parties here include countries like the USA. So we are seeing these arguments and counter-arguments about the viability of this FTA, which is at the moment being negotiated. And notably, as we know, the East African Community Court of Justice has jurisdiction over matters that go against the East African Treaty. And so those who have proceeded to the East African Court of Justice will probably get a hearing in that court if they convince the judges that in fact the FTA between Kenya and the USA go against Kenya's commitments in the East African community. And the petitioners also, who have petitioned through the African Continental Free Trade Area, also seem to have their own reasons. But the Kenya government is adamant that this is good for Kenya, is also good for East Africa, and is actually good for Africa. They say that this agreement could be replicated with other countries in Africa. And so, as we wind up today's session, we leave you with the question: is the Kenya-USA Free Trade Area a threat to Africa's economic integration?